Let's talk about conspiracy theories real quick here.
It's like this, right? Take it apart. That's look how long that is. That's still
The barrel exceeds the length of the stock.
as long as my arm. This probably isn't even as long as that rifle is. Because this is just 22, you know.
If he didn't do that, it wouldn't work. Like he would have created a whole mess. Now he's like picking up, all the pieces that fell around him.
Got to get a screwdriver out, or an electric screwdriver to do this fast, maybe. And you'll like a freaking pit crew.
When I saw the video, I thought to myself, why isn't he wearing anything? Let's talk about conspiracy theories real quick here. I know that I'm probably annoying the crap out of Sky, and maybe you too. But I'm like, I'm not convinced. So this morning, right, what we're talking about is how, from what I'm seeing here, the most common thing when it comes to the FBI is that they've got to be super incompetent. And yes, there's a lot of people within the FBI who are left leaning. And like I said before, just because Trump is the president does not mean the Getty and robbers are gone. They're still there. And they're still subverting his work. Kash Patel, he's probably a really great guy and probably the right guy for the job, but that doesn't mean everyone who works with him and helps manage these things are the right people.
Yeah, they're probably not very helpful.
No, probably not at all. Like they're more worried about keeping their job, their money, and they're left leaning enough to say, hey, like they're willing to hide things and stuff, or maybe they're hiding things because of their own incompetence. But I think it's a kind of a combination here. So let's go through the timeline of events, right? Some crazy dude says, I shot him. Arrest that dude. Not the dude. Then they catch someone else, and the FBI's like, we got the guy. And it's like, we released the guy. It's not.
Yeah.
And now,
they don't he turned himself in.
Yeah, he got turned in. The FBI didn't nab the dude.
Or he got
he's not speaking. He's not talking at all. And the FBI's like, well, we got this evidence, we got this, then we found his DNA. And I'm just like, other people are bringing up, and they probably knew, maybe they've received this information, but they don't want to talk about it because, like most bureaucratic agencies, they just want to say one and done. He probably got trained how to shoot well.
It's not
by the trans militia group in Utah, which when it happened, they instantly deleted their entire Instagram. Did you see that?
Oh, dang, no.
There's a trans militia group where their whole thing was around furries and trans, and everyone else in that alphabet soup would come and they'd learn to shoot together, and they're decked out just like you would see a conservative group, wearing the breastplates or the body armor. Breastplates. Sorry, I'm like Captain Moroni here.
Thinking scripture.
but they're all shooting, like they're learning how to train to fight violently. And suddenly Charlie Kirk gets killed and they delete their entire Instagram. It's like, so let's watch this video because here's my problems with this scenario is, so first of all, they never explain nor show how he got on the roof. Like, bloody explain that.
Wasn't there a ladder?
No. They assume there's a ladder. I've never seen that was official. Was there officially a ladder? Because if so, then my gosh, I'm gonna walk into the headquarters of all the Al Qaeda carrying a rifle in one hand and a ladder in the other, and I will be invisible. I will light people up, and they'll never know I was there.
Well,
it worked for Trump's shooter.
A ladder and I was just gonna say that it worked for the ladder and a rifle. You're good to go.
Seriously, it's like, where'd he go? I'm not convinced the backpack that he had on his back in those images matched the what looks like a gun case that he had when he jumped off the roof. And so he gets on the roof because they seem to be different to me. And he gets on the roof, he changes clothes, he shoots, and then supposedly he breaks down his gun, which is not a click, break down, put together. It's a unscrew. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna watch this video real fast, but like that's crap to me. And he hops off, and then he somehow reassembles it perfectly, throws it into some bushes, as though he has not a care in the world. I mean, you see a guy booking it across the roof as though they just killed someone and they need to get out of there high noon. And then suddenly he has all the time in the world. Like, well, I hopped off the roof. Now I'm out of camera shot. put this gun back together, roll some
Yeah.
things up, put it in some trees on campus. Maybe I'll go get lunch first, and then I'll come back to campus and stash it. Yeah, I'll go do that. Right? And that's what they treat it like. I'm like, something doesn't add up here. Either things are not being explained to us properly, or there's something a little more nefarious. So let's watch this. I keep saying we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it.
When I saw that rifle, one thing stood out to me is it was together.
Here we go.
And another element that stood out to me is when he came off the rooftop in the video I saw, he didn't appear to have a rifle. He appeared to have a bag.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
It didn't look like there was squat in that bag. It looked like it was basically unzipped and floppy as all get out, but nothing really in it. But here's the thing: it could just be because it's laying against the side, we can't see very well, and it's providing some sort of weight.
And I guess apparently, he broke it down, came off the roof, put it back together, and then chucked it in the woods with his palm print on it.
Here's the thing: if we're going to escape the whole conspiracy theories here, then why was that ever asserted that he broke it down? Why couldn't if it was never broken down, why couldn't the FBI just be like, he actually never broke it down?
Yeah.
And you can't see the gun, but it is in the bag and it's hard to see. But instead they're like, he broke it down and then put it back together. It's like, how dumb do you think we are?
Now, I speculated this guy wasn't likely a professional, didn't have a sniper background, but he had some form of training, some form of experience. I still believe he did.
Yeah.
But at 22 years old, 4.0 GPA, 26 out of 28 ACT, full ride scholarship. How does he get radicalized to the point where he conducts one of the most successful assassinations in American history? But this kid infiltrates, has successful actions on, exfils off the rooftop, and then he decides to put the gun together and chuck it in the woods? I am a former 18 Bravo. I have field stripped every single weapon system known to man, foreign and domestic. It was part of my job as a weapons specialist SF guy, which I loved. I had already studied all the nomenclature as a young man. All the Jane's manuals I had. I picked up every copy of gun. Clear the rifle. Drop a four. Clear the rifle.
Oh gosh, I hear him say.
Drop a four plate.
How the guy had to.
You would have to clear the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a four plate. Oh, actually, remove the bolt first. Drop a four plate. Take off a barrel band, handguard, and disconnect the barrel from the stock.
With a screwdriver.
Even when you did that, you would have about that much.
Right. You'd have to use a screwdriver to take off the barrel band, right? Isn't the screwdriver that's holding it in place?
The only guns that I can think of that are long and that you can kind of quickly pop apart would be like a break open shotgun.
Much stock or that much difference in the breakdown. So full size rifle, the barrel kind of meets the buttstock here. Well, when you do that,
so explain that so people understand what he's talking about. The excess length
is
oh my gosh, Ryan, you had a gun in your office?
Well, I do have a gun shop. So what he's talking about, right? You have your stock and you have your action where the bullet and the shooting happen, the mechanism, right? And then the barrel, right? So when it's together, right, it's generally like this, like it looks like in the picture, right?
Yes. Yep.
So in order to take it apart, this is a simple 22, so it only has one screw in it. But for most rifles, you're going to have a screw here and probably a screw back here, at least here, right?
Yep.
So you'd have to undo these two screws, which are normally, they're going to be a couple inches long, probably inch and a half, 2 inches maybe, for a heavier caliber rifle like that. So then it's like this, right? Take it apart. That's look how long that is. That's still
The barrel exceeds the length of the stock.
as long as my arm.
Jeez.
And this probably isn't even as long as that rifle is, because this is just 22, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then to go back, it's like he was saying, right? Oh, when he's all done, put it all back together, and then put the bullets back in, and then the empty casing back in, because that's how they found it. So, like,
sorry. Explain that again. So he would have, before he could have even taken it apart, he would have had to remove the casing.
but you've got, this is just a single shot, but that rifle has an internal magazine that's inside the stock. Okay.
Yep.
You fit 3 or 4 bullets in there. And so, right. So with a bolt action, right? The bullet's in there, close it, you lock it, and you fire, and it stays in there. It's not semi-automatic where it would, on its own, open up, eject the empty casing, right? After it's fired the bullet. So what the shooter did, he shot, left it closed, and broke it down and ran off, right? Now, you have to, in order to break this down, for most bolt action rifles anyways, typically, you have to empty the magazine and empty the chamber and all that stuff. Or at least that's what a smart person would do.
It wouldn't really work though. If he didn't do that, it wouldn't work. Like he would have created a whole mess. Now he's like picking up, all the pieces that fell around him.
Got to get a screwdriver out, or an electric screwdriver to do this fast, maybe. And you'll beep, beep, like a freaking pit crew, beep, beep, and then take it all apart, run away, jump off the roof, run to wherever else he ended up going, put it back together, and put the bullets in the magazine. And he's kind of talking about this, Mike Glover, is just, it doesn't make any sense.
No sense. Yeah, I agree.
Now, at the same time, you're talking about someone who just shot someone, so their brain might not be working that much anyways. And now he's filled with adrenaline, running around.
So when he's filled with adrenaline, he's going to take the time to calmly, put without fumbling and without anyone noticing him at all, disassemble the rifle, reassemble the rifle, and then go hide it after he takes a lunch break and maybe a bathroom break too.
Yeah.
Because across the road is Walmart and McDonald's, so he probably is like, I think I need a McFlurry. Goes across the road, gets a McFlurry, then goes back to UVU because.
Well, hey man, he's got to get ready for that 3.5 hour drive back to St. George.
Well, I'm pretty sure he used the crosswalk too. He just stand there.
No, he jaywalked.
Do what?
He jaywalked. So not only did he,
my gosh,
commit murder, he jaywalked. So
see now we've got it. Ugh.
Broke down the rifle, came off the roof, reassembled it, and then chucked it in the woods in a towel? Nah, I don't believe that. I saw the video. After the shot was taken, he was running and exfilling. So if he ran and he came off that rooftop, when he came off that rooftop, it appeared that he only had a black bag. What makes sense is the black bag was utilized as a shooting sock, a platform, a position. Because if he's flat on his belly, because he didn't have a bipod, no way to gain elevation, he would have to use the bag to gain elevation, to take up a position, because it was from a slightly elevated angle. Oh, and the guy's saying it was an angled shot and there would have been a deviation. There is literally nominal, meaning it's not even worth talking about or considering deviation. We don't use steel plates. Charlie Kirk was not wearing a steel plate. Also,
you can see his nipples, right?
I've seen some pretty convincing things that he was. And apparently he usually did at these events.
But you could see, like, I remember from the get-go, I could see his nipples. I remember thinking when I saw the shooting event, when I saw the video, I thought to myself, why isn't he wearing anything? Because I could see, I mean, unless they've invented a steel plate thing that literally just goes like this, like you're some leadership in Pharaoh's court, and it just is meant to just literally cover the heart chamber and not even really the lungs.
Dude, there's all kinds of body armor stuff out there, but there's steel plates that are as thin as this. Like they're thin and they're for concealment carrying. So you can wear a t-shirt over it. You don't have to. You can wear a button-up shirt over it. It's kind of like executive-ish protection kind of stuff.
Yeah, but thing is, by wearing that, would you still with the shirt still hug your nipples well enough that because
No.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is, I could see his nipples.
Oh, they don't cover it. So I don't have it in here with me. Body armor plates don't cover. It's not like this giant box over your
No,
body.
but what I'm saying is, but it goes wide enough to where it goes about the nipple width.
Not always. Depends on
I guess mine does, but even if it's not, let's say it's a little skinnier,
yeah.
you still go from this gap and then comes around to
And
him.
if it's thin enough, you'll still see it. So actually, the video I was watching, and I don't know how far off topic we're getting here, but when you see the shirt move like it does, it's because it hits a plate. It hits the top bevel of a steel plate and then ricochets up.
So he's going to explain why he thinks that's not true. Let's listen.
So you have to remember, a steel plate, even if it's worn, is underneath the clothing. The spall of the round as it disintegrates, potentially on steel, would be captured by that, and you would see it. He didn't have a plate on. There's one person who said, oh, he's got a black mark above his chest. What is that? It's a microphone.
Yeah, it's a microphone.
If
Yeah.
you would have just rewound the video or looked at the pictures where you could see a microphone and also his nipples, which is indicative of him not having armor on, soft or a steel plate. Now, even if he had a ballistic plate, a Kevlar plate, Kevlar acts like a catcher's mitt for a round. It absorbs the energy. So even if the round hit him on the plate, it would not ricochet. It would potentially spall and fragment. Worst case, with the muzzle velocity of that round, it would create a lot of energy and force that probably would knock him out of his chair with a plate. But it didn't, because that wound that you saw wasn't a ricochet, wasn't an exit wound. It was a penetration lined up with the angle of where the shooter was,
Pause it for
of the
the-
round entering his.
Will he explain why there's no exit wound then?
Yeah, right.
Because he
I'm
talks
about to.
30-6, that's a very high velocity round. So if it's going through here, there's not a lot here. It should have come out the back of his neck, unless it hit his spine and went down or up.
And that's actually what he says.
Neck, penetrating his spinal cord, and him dying nearly instantly.